not publish it. So I'm rewriting it in my spare time at the moment. But yeah, but maybe I'll give you the manuscript. Maybe I'll share the manuscript with you, and that might help a little bit. Yeah, it was up to its third edit with the publisher, and then I was like, nope, I think this is going to do more harm than good, because I don't think I've got it all figured out yet. So anyway, all right, let's do some butt work, some deep core butt work. I'll put you up on my big screen, Kelsey, so I can see Winifred. And I think it is just you and me in class today, in the live class anyway. So mamas who are in the Facebook group, hi. Mamas who are in the library, hi. Let's start straddling something, please. So straddling a cushion or a block in your Virasana, hero pose. And start settling into your sits bones, letting your tailbone be heavy, but not rolling the tailbone underneath. Let your hands rest in your lap. Tuck your chin in, feel length in the back of your neck. Begin breathing with your diaphragm, connecting the lower half and the upper half of your body with your breath. Feeling for your ribs expanding out the sides or behind you as you breathe in. Feeling for length up the back of your neck and up to the crown of your head. Exhaling to draw the belly in and lift the pelvic floor. Inhaling to relax. On your next breath in, hands out to the side, up to the ceiling. Take hold of the left wrist and draw that left arm up. Pull down with your lats or with those kind of intercostal muscles so that you're creating a little bit of tension there in your left side body. The shoulder is drawing down, but then you're drawing that wrist up. And then you can tip over to the left a little. Over to the right. Breathe. And back to neutral. Switch hands. Left wrist takes hold of right wrist. Left hand, right wrist. Reach up, drawing down. Try and feel for that kind of contraction through the right side, and then tip over and enjoy that lovely stretch through the right side body. Drop your right hip down. Back to center, both hands up, facing each other. Star pose, seated star, hands out to the sides, kind of 45-degree angle. Sparkle your fingers, wake up your shoulders. Draw in your chin, draw in your ribs. Hands float down to the floor, palms facing the floor. Close your eyes and just feel for your Shakti. Feel for expansion. If you could visualize all of the cells in your body lighting up like a firefly, glowing and expanding with that light. And you visualize that enough times, and one day you're going to feel it. I don't know if you feel those little tingles sometimes, Kelsey, but dude, an orgasm just doesn't even come close to how awesome it feels when every single cell in your body lights up. Orgasms don't come close. We can talk about orgasms another day. Let us come to hands and knees and do our wheel pose, rock back and forth, just to wake up the low back. So dropping the low back, dropping the tailbone, ragdoll the upper body as you send your hips back to your heels, and then lift the tailbone, press into your hands and come forward into tabletop, drawing the ribs up.
rounding the low back. Roll back to your heels, head drops down, ragdoll back. Lift up the tailbone and come forward. One more time, as slowly as you can, maybe stopping halfway. And then back up to your tabletop. And kind of, I've been playing around today in class with the push-up that involves just letting your chest drop down and your shoulders relax, and then pressing into your arms and lifting your chest back up again. So it's kind of like it's just a very isolated little push-up just in the shoulders and the shoulder blades. So shoulders relax, chest drops down, press into hands to lift chest back up again. But everything else from the ribs down is stable. And come down to your forearms, please. Send the left foot back, reach through the left heel, kind of straightening that long line from your hip down to your heel, enjoying a calf stretch. Dropping or lifting the left hip, I should say, to be in line with the right. And then tuck in your ribs, lifting the ribs and drawing them down towards the pubic bone. Lift your tailbone slightly and then lift the left leg in line with your hip. Feet are flexed, toes pulling back towards your face. And on a breath out, the left leg goes out to the left slightly, just a few inches, and then bring back to center again. You can inhale going out or exhale and do the opposite as you come in, but keeping the ribs tucked the whole time. And then back down to hands and knees. So left knee down and the right leg back. Stretch through the calf muscle. Tuck in your ribs, lift the tailbone slightly and then lift the right leg. Keep the right foot flexed. And then moving the right leg out to the right a few inches and then back into center. On one straight line. Slow as you can. Keeping your left hip pulling up so you're not sinking into the left hip. Bringing the right knee back down to the ground and take a child's pose. Lengthening your spine. Your dura mater, this tube that wraps around your spinal column. It's called the Great Mother, dura mater. It's the mother that holds us up, connects every part of our body. Rock forward onto your belly, please. Lowering down slowly with your ribs tucked. Coming into cobra, hands by your sides, by your chest, palms on the floor. Fingers are nice and spread and active. Chin is tucked. Exhale to contract the core, and then inhale, press into your hands and lift your chest slightly. Exhale back down. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Inhale up and then lift the hands off the floor as well if you can. And take a couple of breaths here. Exhale, head back down to the ground. Wheel back up to hands and knees. Drop your tailbone, hips back to heels. Ragdoll back. And then lift the tailbone, rocking forward. Now we're going to lunge our way up to standing. So whichever leg you're going to use to stand up, use the other leg, because that's your habitual leg. Other one, come on up. Yeah, now that we're up, we'll do a half forward fold just to check in with our low back and core strength. So lifting the chest up, drawing the ribs in. I'd love to see you from the side, Kelsey, if that's possible. Yeah, then I can watch you as you go down. So the ribs tucked in, inhale, lift the chest and lengthen. Exhale, draw the ribs in, draw in and contract the diaphragm. And then inhale, lift the tailbone, long, strong spine. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, forward halfway. You can bring your hands to your hips or bring them to your quads, depending on what feels better. Breathe here a couple of times. And then we're going to come back up again on a breath in, just like the cobra. So exhale, contract the diaphragm, and then inhale, lift from the chest, straight spine up. Looking good, mama. Let's do a little chair pose, bend the knees, bum back. Hands reach out and up in front. Exhale, bring them back down and behind you. Inhale up. Exhale, hands down. Now bring both hands straight out in front of you and keeping your pelvis completely square and neutral, keeping the ribs tucked. Can you turn just from the mid back up to take your left hand behind you? So the twist comes from the mid back. Yeah, both hips stay square. Yeah. And then come back to the front and right hand twists back. And back to the front. Let's do a couple more on each side. Inhaling to reach back. Exhaling forward. You can follow your thumb with your gaze, or if that hurts your neck, you just let the arm go back and you keep focusing ahead. Let's do one more on each side. Really concentrating on only letting the twist happen from the bra strap up. And back to center. Straighten your legs, hands up to the ceiling, keeping the ribs tucked down as the arms come up, and that might mean your hands only come up this high. And let's come up onto the balls of our feet, up onto your tippy toes, bending the knees slightly and dropping your bum down. Let's see if we can stay here for 3 breaths. And if you want to challenge yourself moving your arms back and forward like we were before, then go for it. Standing up all the way, straight legs, and then slowly bring your heels down to the ground. Arms down by your sides. Close your eyes and feel. Feel your Shakti, all those billions of cells lighting up. And let's come down to the floor. Actually, no, we're not coming to the floor first. We're going to do some squats. We're going to do a goddess.
So feet out wide, one leg length apart, toes at 45-degree angle, knees going towards your toes, hands down onto your thighs, and we can lean forward and drop one shoulder and then the other. Still kind of working with that upper body twist. One more on each side. And then once you're in center, some cat-cow movements here. So seeing if you can rotate the pelvis in the way we were before in wheel, rounding the low back. You can hunch your shoulders and then lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale to round and contract. Inhale, lift the pelvis. And then find neutral. So you know somewhere halfway between where your pelvis was rocking forward and back, let's find that neutral place and stand up, torso is upright, knees are still bent. Hold on to your goddess for just a moment. Smile through it. Find a mudra that can help. I love the yoni mudra for this. There's so much power in this mudra. I don't get it. I don't understand why. I need to learn why, but it's obviously closing some sort of electrical circuit. That's how I see it. It's some sort of electrical circuit's being closed and it's giving us strength. Feminine strength. 3 more conscious breaths. Contracting the breath as you breathe out. Lifting the pelvic floor to empty your breath completely. Feeling your belly and your pelvic floor expand as you breathe in. Exhale to draw the diaphragm up, the belly in, the pelvic floor up. And inhale, release. And straighten your legs. And she's done. Let's just shake it out a little bit and we'll make our way down to the floor. Yeah. Gotta like, woo, wag your tail. Now set up on the floor for your butt work. Means you want to have a nice soft cushion to lay your head on and relax. And some of us would really benefit from having a cushion in underneath the ribs to support the shoulder so that the shoulder isn't too squished. And let's start with the knees bent, straight out kind of in front of the hips, somewhat right angle-ish, and your feet are stacked. And let's lift the left knee up and then drop the left knee down. So just simple little clamshell. Not trying to go for distance, we're just trying to go for control here. So it's not about how flexible you are, it's about how much control of the movement you have and how slow you can go. And the hard part for this work is concentrating on the breath while you're doing the leg work. That's where some of the real magic can happen. And now that we've warmed up, let us straighten the leg out in front and let the toes point down at the floor. And we're going to lift the leg up and then let the toes drop down to the floor with the straight leg. And depending on your anatomy, you could start with the leg just straight out in front of you, or you could come to say like 7 o'clock. And maybe move to 7:30 or 8 o'clock out in front of you a little more. Some of us can probably get to 9. Me, not so much. Ooh, and my right hip is totally cramping up because I've already been doing hip work this morning. So I'm going to use my breath to release that cramp. It can also help to give your glute a bit of a punch. Hey, Winifred. Hey, Freddie. She's a Fred, not a Winnie, in my mind. Yeah. Keep that left foot, or the foot that's going up and down, is completely relaxed. All of the effort is coming from the hip. Okay, let's come back to straight leg, flex the foot, and piston pumps. Knee comes up towards the belly and then moves out straight. You can flex that foot, but the work is coming from the hip. And same thing, work your way through the clock. Giving your glutes a nice gentle punch if they feel like they need a little break. And now for the closer, everybody. Circles, keeping the foot completely flaccid, so no flexed foot here. All the work is happening in the hip. Go in the other direction. Circles don't have to be big. Circles can be small. And if they're small, they're probably harder. Don't push it too far. We don't want to overdo this work. We really do want to be gentle on ourselves. And this really is the number one learning of motherhood, right? It's how to feel for your edge and just come on back from it just a little bit. There's no reason to force past the edge at this point. All right, let's come up onto hands and knees. Do a little wheel pose. Chakravakasana, just to feel. Let the low back release. Let the shoulders relax. And let's do the other side. This is my bad side. Actually, bad isn't a good word at all, and good isn't a good word either. We shouldn't be labeling it as good or bad, right? That one side's maybe a little weaker than the other, and there's probably a reason for that. And I'm just going to keep practicing yoga until I figure it all out. So clamshells to start with, knees out in front of your hips. Oh, Winifred. Oh, sweetheart. Sweetheart, little dolly. Slow clamshells. And straight leg now. Toes just drooping towards the floor, and we dip the toes in the water and then lift them back up again. Moving through your clock, maybe to 7 o'clock, maybe to 8. Some of you can do 9, which is astounding. As Kelsey was just sharing, for all those in the library, this work has really been helping her low back, and it just probably seems weird, like why does strength work here help with low back pain? Surely stretching is what you need to do. But really the key insight is that strength is what's needed in most cases when we're experiencing low back stuff. There's some muscles that are weak, and so therefore the low back is compensating and hurting. Oh yeah. Is it time to do piston pumps yet? I don't know. Have you come forward yet? I haven't seen you come forward yet, Kelsey. I haven't seen you get to 7 o'clock. Let's do some piston pumps now, mamas. Straighten the leg and you can flex the foot now. Bringing the knee up towards the belly, keeping it in line with the hip, and then lengthening it out straight down. Working your way through the clock as well. Oh yeah. You know those little tingles I was encouraging you to feel for earlier with all those cells lighting up? Can you visualize that now? Can you feel for those sparkles now? Oh yeah, glute needs a bit of a punch. Make sure you take a break when you need it. I have to tell myself this just as much as I tell you. I push myself too hard. We all do it. And one of the goals of yoga is for us to experience kind of tension and relaxation at the same time. So if you can, this is like the extra challenge, if you can be breathing properly and keeping the leg mobile, moving slowly, and also visualizing all your cells sparkling and lighting up and glowing, maybe even feel some of those tingles, then dude, that's it right there. That's some samadhi action. Okay, circles time. Legs straight out, foot relaxed, and little circles with your leg extended. Oh man, my right side doesn't do that well. Yes, it does. It totally does. It's just weaker and needs a little bit more help, a little more time. Oh, Winifred. I think she gets the sun in her eyes when she sits like that. So she goes, ah, she's like a vampire. Oh, tiny little circles. Do as many as you can. If you have to take breaks in between, that's cool. See if you can get to 7 or 8 o'clock. Ow. Okay, yeah. Let's have a break. Wheel pose. Come back up to your hands and knees. And if you'd prefer to take a down dog at this point, it's absolutely fine with me. But what I do want you to experience is that tucking of the low back, just to feel that mobility in the hips. Move the pelvis back and forward to release all of those stabilizing muscles and the low back. And come onto your back next, please. And as you come onto your back, come through the side, lying and then laying flat on your back, knees bent. And we've got two options. We've either got the butterfly, opening and closing the knees just to about, 75%. And then slowly bringing the knees back together and choosing how far in and how far out you take it each time. So sometimes you might take it out 50% and then in 2% and then out another 20% and then in 30%. You can do that with the knees going in and out, or you can straighten your legs, feet up to the ceiling, and we can do that with straight legs. Draw your ribs down towards your pelvis. Maybe do a little shh to check in with your TVA, your transverse abdominis is switched on. And the game here is to trick your muscles into not knowing where you're going next. So at the last minute, you can decide, I'm going to come all the way in, and then I'm going to go 2% back out, and then I'm going to go 70% out, and then back in 5%, and then out 10%. Just really switching it up as slowly as you can. The legs are either straight up or feet are on the floor and knees are going in and out. If you want those legs up, but you feel like that little curve in your low back either gets over exaggerated or you get an ache in the low back, then we're just not there yet. We're just not ready. So just bring the feet to the floor, and the butterfly work here with your knees bent is just as powerful. In fact, it's more important that you do this work before doing anything like this if you actually do want to build strength in your core and not damage things and not create kind of that chronic inflammation or chronic tightness of muscles. When your knees are back together, bring your feet back to the floor if they're up in the air. And we're going to apasana. We're going to knees in towards the belly and then knees away from the belly. Arms stretching out with your hands on top of the kneecaps. Knees into the belly. And then stretching arms out as knees go away. And depending on how far along in your postpartum healing, if you've had a baby recently, you probably won't want to do your happy baby pose. Instead, I'm just going to encourage you to gently hold your knees in against your chest or your ribs. Otherwise, if vagina is feeling nice and intact, then we can come into happy baby pose. And this is not to say that if you have any scar tissue that you can't do a pose like this. It's that because it would, if it's going to feel intense, then there's work to do there. And I encourage you to see, say, a physical therapist that can work on scar tissue in your pelvic floor. But we do want to gently ease our way into poses that can help to break that scar tissue up. Let the back of your head be heavy against the ground. Let your jaw relax. Let your tailbone drop down. Let your shoulders relax. And bring your feet back down to the floor. Cross your legs like a lady, so kind of fully crossing the leg all the way over tightly, and you're kind of wrapping the low leg. And then we're going to let the legs go over towards the left. So if your right leg is over the top of your left, you're moving over to the left. This is not a passive stretch. I want you to feel for your TVA, your transverse abdominis, and your inner core still working here. This is a hip release, not a spinal release necessarily. Keeping the right shoulder on the ground. Squeezing those legs. And come back to center and switch your legs, please. Letting the left leg float over to the right, keeping them squeezing tightly together. Shh, your TVA is contracting. Your inner core is holding you and preventing your spine from twisting, but it's still allowing for your hip to get that stretch. Back to center. Both feet on the ground. Butterfly a few times. Squeeze knees into belly, into chest. Maybe you can kiss your knees or rub your knees with your nose or your baby. And then relax into shavasana. Invite you to put your legs up the wall or on your bed or on a couch. You can also support your legs up on some cushions like I'm about to do, and I'm going to put my soles of my feet together in a Baddha Konasana. You can bring your hands to your Svadhisthana chakra. Maybe coming back to that yoni mudra where your thumbs and your index fingers are touching above your reproductive organs, with your index fingers feeling for the top of your pubic bone, and your thumbs might be around your navel. Go back to that visualization of each cell in your body lighting up, glowing. With each breath in, that light expands, and with the breath out, it contracts slightly. It is alive. Just like when you add oxygen to the flames in a fire and the fire lights up a little more, the flames get a little higher. Use your breath to stoke your fire. I invite you to stay where you are. We all need more rest, right? We need to rest our bodies. And if your body needs it, stay here for 10 more minutes. Otherwise, draw your knees together. Bring your knees in towards your chest and roll to your side. Slowly make your way back up. Take a moment to adjust to being upright. Settle into a cross-legged pose. Bring your hands together at your heart. As you take a breath in, feel for all of those cells lighting up, glowing. You are glowing, Mama. As you breathe out, let's Om together once to close our practice. Namaste.